Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and we're going to do a couple of movie reviews tonight. First up, this is the one that I watched yesterday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, is a 2019 psychological horror movie called The Lodge. Now this one is less on the horror aspects, more of the psychological stuff, what can happen to someone who's already gone through traumatic experiences, and something which is sound almost like a very harsh, cruel joke can go wrong, and things can basically blow up in your face if you're not careful. If it had been done to somebody who was under normal circumstances, much saner person, I hesitate to use the word sane, but who hasn't had the trouble past that the lead character in this movie has, I would say it would still be traumatic, it would still be really bad, but at the same time, when it's somebody who's gone through a terrible ordeal through their childhood and you don't know how much is actually affecting you, you would actually tend to trigger off a really bad experience. So having said that, this is one of those slow burner movies, so if you like your jump scares, if you like a lot of excitement in your horror movies, you're not going to get that in this movie. I think there was only a few scenes in which I really felt a little bit of tension. This isn't one of the movies that I would highly recommend if you do like the kind of movies where the tension seems to be building and building and building. There's a lot of scenes where nothing happens. Specific shots where it's meant to mean something else, or as a precursor to something that's going to happen, then you will definitely like this movie a lot. Like I said, 2019, the movie is directed by Veronica France and Servin Fiala. I've never heard of these people before, but it is written by the both of them along with Sergio Cassi, and stars Riley Keough. I'm actually surprised. This name is very familiar to me, but I can't remember in what movies I've actually seen her in, movies or television shows. So I had a quick look, and apparently she is the granddaughter of Elvis Presley and Priscilla Presley. So that was actually surprising. Maybe that's how I know her. So so her dad is Danny Keough, which I do not know. Lisa Marie Presley, of course, very famous, used to be married to both Nicolas Cage and Michael Jackson. So she's also in the movie which I've been trying to get, with something called It Comes at Night. I had a copy of that from a local dealer basically, but the copy was very bad, so I had to return it. So I'm going to try and find that if it's available on net. No, I don't think maybe Netflix, but perhaps on some other streaming service. There are a couple of Indian services like Sony Live, and the other one is Hotstar, which is now Disney Plus Hotstar. So if they have it, I would definitely try and get it. So also Alicia Silverstone, blast from the past, I could say. I haven't seen Alicia Silverstone in a long time in anything other than rewatching a movie like, say, for example, Batman and Robin. I know. But it was nice to see her in this movie. She's the same age as me, which is now 44, and she still looks pretty good. If I do so myself. I used to have a huge, massive crush on her. She is a little bit cuckoo, so I no longer have those kind of feelings, but she is still looking pretty hot. So she plays the mother of the two kids in this movie, and they're separated. Sorry, she's separated from their father, her ex-husband. I think in the movie the divorce was actually not really finalized. Young boy and a young girl, and when she takes them to the father's house for a visit, he tells her that he wants to finalize the divorce so that he can marry his new girlfriend, played by Riley Keough. That's when things start going wrong, because Alicia Silverstone's character takes it really bad. She goes home, sets everything neatly at home, takes a drinks a little bit of wine, takes a gun and shoots herself in the mouth, in the head. Well, like, eats the bullet, basically what do you call it? Just drinking a Coke over here. There's nothing inside, nothing else added to the Coke other than ice. So, yeah, and then, 6 months later is when the father decides he wants his kids, now that the sufficient time has actually passed. He tells them he is going to marry um, the girlfriend, and he wants them to get along. So he decides to take them all to the lodge, kind of like a cabin in the woods. And again, please do not go to cabin in the woods, any kind of cabins. So he decides that although he has to work till Christmas, this is during the December month. So he says, you guys spend some time with each other, exploring the woods, going for walks. The girlfriend, so Riley Keough's character's name is Grace. She's got a little lap dog along with her. So he wants them to bond. However, Sarah, not Sarah. Grace has had a very troubled past. Her father used to be part of this cult Christian, part of a Christian cult which has got these doomsday things and sins and all that kind of stuff. Once again, religion proves to be the most scariest thing of all time. I think you can bring in any sort of monsters and creatures, but religion is more scary than any of that. As you can probably tell, I am completely anti-religious. I'm anti-theist. I'm an anti-theist. Can't stand any organized religions. The main character, like I said, Riley Keough, and you've got Jaden Martell plays Aiden Hall, who's most famously known as Bill, and plays the young character of the Bill as a youngster in both It and It Chapter 2. The young girl Mia Halls is played by Leah McCune. I've never seen her anything else before, but she's pretty cute. And Richard Armitage plays the father, Richard Hall. So it's a very small cast, rounded out by the father, Danny Keough, Danny Keough is Grace's father, who's actually Riley Keough's dad. So he plays the priest in flashbacks. You can actually see him, doing his sermons. And the trick is played by the kids. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, because if you miss out on what the whole plot is, if I tell you that, basically the whole plot is done. So they play a trick on her, on Grace, because I don't think they really like her that much. Plus, they're also kids who've gone through a really depressing and traumatizing situation of having their mother kill herself, and then they're just acting out kind of after doing a little bit of research on Grace, finding about her traumatic childhood. So yeah, that's the basic line of it. However, one more point I want to say, in a horror movie, you do not kill the dog. They did. It wasn't killed by anything. It actually got stuck outside and it froze to death. But yeah, you killed the dog. So I hate you for this. It is a little bit of a slow burner. I can't say this is a movie that I'm going to want to watch again. In fact, it is kind of less memorable than most horror movies I've seen in recent years. I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. There's nothing much for me in this, other than, to be honest, for the fact that I really like seeing Alicia Silverstone in this movie. I really like to see Jaden Martell in this movie, and nothing else much about this. I thought the main character, the main actress Riley Keough, did do a really good job. Other than that, there's nothing much in it for me. So 6.5 out of 10, and I'll catch you again pretty soon. Good night.